Yeah, you can't win, can you? Because it got really warm in there.
Yeah.
And I took my shirt off, and now I'm down to just a t-shirt and I'm freezing cold again. So we're walking to the other building, which houses Jaguar's Heritage Fleet, and I can see a car that I actually have as a Hot Wheels car, Jaguar's Racing I-Pace, which looks fantastic, but it's an I-Pace, so we know that it's going to break and spend lots of time at the dealer. But that's pretty cool. EV racing doesn't really seem to be a thing, does it?
No, well, it is, but it's a bit boring. What's happened to Jaguar now, though?
Oh, who knows? They're just in a slow decline, but I mean, that looks awesome. That's very cool. Right, so this is the Jaguar Heritage Trust Collection. And there's some very cool concept cars in here. Oh, look at this, I'm excited already. Oh my goodness, there's an XJ220. Let's go straight over to that. I mean, look at the proper Jags that we've got just here. E-types, XJ220, Silk Cut, D-type, XKR from a James Bond film, and then the orange concept car that I want to see. There's some amazing cars in here. The Jaguar Heritage is just ridiculous. The Jaguar XJ220, I have so much to thank this car for, because it was launched in 1991. I was 5 years old, and my nan was the only person I knew that had a video player, and Top Gear was on at 8 p.m, and that was past my bedtime. So my nan recorded the Top Gear edition where they had the XJ220 on it, and I watched that video so many times at my nan and grandpa's house. And yes, that was my grandpa who had the Proton. So this car is part of the reason I love cars so much, because it dates back to when I was 5 years old, and I was just so impressed by it. It's a fantastic looking car. It's just beautiful. And then my dad was collecting shell points at the petrol station, and eventually we had enough points to get a 118 scale Jaguar XJ220, and I remember it like it was yesterday, but it was probably 1992. Love it. Yeah, I have so much history personally associated with this car. Fantastic looking car. And yes, there was all the problems, you know, it was meant to be a V12, and then it was a V6, and it was essentially a Metro 6R4 engine, but just a wonderful thing. And value stayed so low for so long. You used to be able to pick one of these up for £130,000, and now they're probably the thick end of £500,000. But such a cool car. And I know I hate on E-types in my auction videos, but come on, look at that. It is just beautiful. Just a fantastic looking car, especially in green. I see too many red E-types, but I like them in green. The XJ Saloon as well, just beautiful. And then if we go over to this convertible that they never made, this is the Daimler Corsica, a one-off concept to commemorate Daimler's centenary. And doesn't it look fantastic? Why did they never take this shape XJ and make it a two-door and lock the roof off? That is just wonderful. Yeah, they'd been great if they'd made those, especially because today they'd be worth about 25p, and you'd be able to buy one for no money. Like you can with these, as I've documented in my recent auction videos. I mean, look at the significance of Jaguar Daimler's history and what they've done with the brand this year. Just unbelievable. XJS. And again, like everything that the XJS was, yes, it was a reliability nightmare. But let's not talk about that. They're great looking cars. What's this one all about? We've got slightly wider arches on this one. Let's go find out. And then that is the car from Die Another Day. Was it Die Another Day? It was a terrible film. It was a very bad James Bond film. This is a twin turbo. And yes, this is the XJR from the movie, look. With the minigun mounted on the back. Brilliant. Great looking car. Great colour. James Bond car, Die Another Day. The reason why it was necessary to rebuild the Jaguar and Aston Martin with four-wheel drive, the cars featured in one of the most amazing sequences in the film, the dramatic car chase on ice. So there were 8 Jaguar XKRs used in filming, half were standard with cosmetic modifications, the rest were rather special as they were built on a complete four-wheel drive chassis. So they were done completely to be four-wheel drive, which is interesting because Jaguar obviously never did a four-wheel drive XKR, but they made them for the movie. It's a great looking car, that, isn't it? If you had one of them, it'd be so easy to make it a replica. You just got to have someone do the rear bumper spats and the side skirts, do the colour, and get the wheels. And there you go. You've got a Bond car. Very, very cool. There's so much in here. The XF is a good looking car as well. It just never sold in enough numbers, did it? That's the SV8. So that's a fat V8 engine. F-Type 3 litre. Again, like, how good looking is the F-Type? And yet, that car is now gone and done for. That's an XJ Portfolio. These were nice cars. That's a police car. What's this one all about? That's the Broadspeed XJ12 Coupe. That's impressive. Is that an XJ220 concept back there as well? Yeah, it is. This is the concept car. I don't need to read you all of that because the history of the XJ220 is fascinating and you should go find that out for yourself. It's funny how it doesn't quite look as pretty as what then became the road car. This is the XK180, 1998 Paris Motor Show concept car. Beautiful. Look at that. That's incredible. Absolutely love that. Then you got the Project 8. I think that's a Project 8. Harry Metcalf has one of these in purple. Yeah, that's a Project 8. And this one was as used in Too Fast, Too Furious 9. I didn't know that. There you go. Car was built on September 11, 2017 for Project Pembroke, the development name of the Project 8. However, VA67 KWR, no number plate on the front, was selected for a special project, heavily modified to appear in the action-packed 9th instalment of Too Fast, Too Furious. The rear seats were removed and modified to hide the fuel cell, which required the floor to be removed so the fuel cell would fit. Sturdy metal framing was installed in the boot for stunt driving the car would be subjected to, fitted with dummy number plates. The portion of filming featuring this car was undertaken in Edinburgh. After film use, it languished outside the compound at JLR, awaiting its fate rather than be crushed, which was the end destined for most prototype test and development vehicles. The film history of this car was deemed important enough for it to be offered by Jaguar for preservation, and we accepted it on the 19th of January 2021. Although due to the COVID scamdemic, we were unable to collect the car for some time. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that was in Fast and Furious. I've lost track of how many Fast and Furious films there are. I'm saving the best for last, which is this one, so we'll come back to that. That is one of the finest looking saloon cars ever made, and it looks like the air suspension's collapsed. But don't tell anyone. V8 Portfolio Saloon, the last production car built at Browns Lane. I remember going on a tour of Browns Lane with my dad and seeing the guy making the wooden gear knobs the leather gear knobs by hand. Yeah, a long time ago. Again, it's just shocking the way Jaguar has ended up where it is now. These are worth about £1,000 according to my recent auction analysis. Oh, it's not even a joke, it's true. Right, let's go around before we finish up on the CX-75. We'll go around here and look at these fantastic things. Tell you what, an X-Type, Jaguar X-Type estate, perfect car, not even joking. Oh, it's just a Mondeo. Yeah, I know, and the Mondeo is a really good car. Go and buy yourself a Jaguar X-Type if you can, because they're superb. And Jaguar 100% should have made this. This is what the I-Pace should have been. That's a great looking car. What is it? It's the RD6 concept from 2003. Following on from the R Coupe of 2001, which I presume is this one. Well, that looks even better. This is the R Coupe from 2001. Oh, what's happened to Jaguar? That's amazing. That's a fantastic looking car. And then that is the concept of the F-Type Coupe. Oh, they definitely should have made it look like that, with the wraparound glass. Very cool indeed. I really like these coupes. I didn't know about these. Again, like Jaguar saying they're going to throw the baby out with the bathwater and reinvent something totally different. They had everything they needed in here. Yeah. So the concept car was unveiled at Frankfurt 2001, and as a full 4-seat coupe, a type of car that Jaguar had not produced for 25 years. Wow. These are really cool looking things, aren't they?
It's actually making me a bit sad, to be honest.
I'm doing the exact same on my video at the minute, because Jaguar's got all this incredible heritage, and I've just said, like, they've just done this massive rebrand, and they said, oh, you know, we're going to do something completely different. Everything that they needed was in this building to draw the inspiration from. Yeah. Because there's some amazing concepts in here.
They need to go back to basics, throw away all the computer programs, go back to basics, get the people who invented who drew these original cars and came up with these cars were with they were artists, they were designers, they were, you know, they were talented, they've got pencils, they've got paper, not a computer. And that's what we need to go back to. You look at the lines of them,
proper curves, beautiful curves. It's all missing on their new concept car, isn't it?
It's just, they've gone from being Keira Knightley to, I don't know, Hattie Jakes, who's off of, they'll know who Hattie Jakes is.
Yeah, I haven't got a clue.
She's not.
She's not very good looking.
Debatable.
Right.
I'm not going to say that. She's just had a more homely figure.
Homely figure.
Is that the right word?
Yeah, I reckon it was. Yeah, you were very diplomatic there. No, I'm really impressed by these two. I think these are two really good-looking concept cars. Yeah, let me know in the comments. That's the XF concept car, and then I want to go look at this chrome one down the bottom. Again, the air suspension has collapsed, but that's because it's a Jag. Polished saloon. So it's because they made these out of aluminium to showcase the fact that the body of the new version was aluminium. They did this one in completely highly polished aluminium.
I'm not sure that would be allowed on the road now.
It'd be a distraction, wouldn't it? I tell you what, that'd look absolutely fine in Dubai. Yeah, funny. Right, now we're going to go over to the CX-75. Daimler Dart, if you're into those. Known as an SP250 if you're watching from the USA. Never really done much for me. Right, let's go find that Jaguar CX-75, because I just think that is absolutely gorgeous. It's a bit Austin Powers, isn't it?
I don't think that's from Austin Powers, is it?
It is. It's the car from... Oh, it's a replica of the car from Goldmember.
That's it.
There you go. The Jaguar. Look at that. Look at the vents on the bonnet. Supercharged V6 development car. They never did. They did a V6, but they never did a supercharged V6. That would have been a weapon. Right, here we go. This is what I want to see. This is the Jaguar CX-75 prototype supercar, and I just think it's fantastic. So, it's a plug-in parallel hybrid from 2012. Shakedown work started in October, and within a week it was at Rockingham. Tested at high speeds. Most of its life was spent at Gate improving ground, developing the chassis. The car was also put in an appearance at the Festival of Speed. Over the years, this car has worn 4 different colours: carbon black, and it's been wrapped, and now it's orange. There's the beginning of a new chapter in innovation and technological advancement. Did you see that? Look, when Jaguar unveiled the CX-75, it was the beginning of a new chapter in innovation and technological advancement. We've heard all that before, haven't we? That was seen to evolve from a design concept to a fully working prototype in 2 years. Jaguar development partner Williams Advanced Engineering created an all-wheel drive plug-in parallel hybrid with the world's highest specific power engine and Jaguar's carbon composite chassis. 1.6 litre with 500 horsepower. Special lithium-ion batteries and the latest and most powerful electric motors in the world. 200 mile an hour and 99 grams emissions. Although the decision was taken in 2012, as a result of the global economic climate, it would not enter full production. It was clear that it was a powerful showcase of Jaguars, yada, yada, yada. So they never built it because of the economy. And yet, look at what Jaguar are doing today. Again, like, they should have just looked back at the stuff they'd done before. They had it all in here. That is a fantastic looking car. And people will be proud to put that on their driveway. But no, we've gone woke. And therefore, we've gone broke because we forgot about all the cool stuff that was in here. Right, I think that concludes my tour of the Jaguar room. Let's just have a look at this D-type. Is it a D or is it a C-type? I think it's a C-type, actually. Sorry, D-type short nose. This car was awarded the runner-up prize in the Class J at Salon Privé in 2014. Proper car, worth an absolute fortune. And that is the Jaguar room. Oh no, we haven't looked at this. This is the XJR9, 1988 Le Mans winner. If you picture a Le Mans car, that is what you picture. It's just incredible. What a great looking car, and even the colours, the way the livery works with the purple and the gold, just fantastic. Cars that were entered in 86 and 87 all performed well, but luck was not on their side. They also come to failures. In 88, Jaguar went to Le Mans in strength, with 5 of these XJR9s, all V12, 750 horsepower, and 2 of the cars retired, but the remaining 3 went on to finish 1st, 4th and 16th. The winning Jaguar, driven by Jan Lammers. No way, Jan Lammers, as in Volvo 850 estate. I didn't realise that. That's a cool little link. Johnny Dumfries and Andy Wallace completed 394 laps, covering 3,113 miles. In comparison, the winning D-Type of 1957 covered 2,732 miles. This was Jaguar's year in sports car racing, as 1988 also saw Jaguar take World Championship with wins in 6 out of 10 Group C races. Owned by the Jaguar Daimler Heritage Trust, driven by Jan Lammers. There you go. We'll finish the video with a link to Volvo. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you thought about this slightly melancholy look at Jaguar's Heritage Collection. An XJ220 is a special thing, isn't it? It really is. An XJ220 would 100% be in my lottery collection. I'd like a maroon one, or a blue one, or a silver one. I'm gonna have to have one of each. Just ace. Cool. Thanks for watching.
So, I'm going to be serious for a minute, which is unusual for me. I am a graphic designer, right?
Yeah.
By trade, that's my trade. If you look at the commercials and the TV advertisements and the magazine advertisements from back in the day, they're even better than what are today. I mean, look at this one here, look. Grates, Spates, Pace. And then the one that really brought a bit of a tear to my eye, and it says it all. I love this.
Some cars to celebrate 75 years.
There's so many people that will remember that advert as well.
Yeah.
Someday. My dad was one of these people that was doing that, because there was a guy at his church that had a Jag, and my dad always said, well, if ever he became successful, he'd have a Jag. And it's because of that sort of marketing.
Yeah.
It was inspirational.
And they don't do it anymore.
No.
There's another one over here. You know, there's this
Look at
one.
that.
I like. I mean, that's great.
Yeah.
But look at this one. V fast, V cool, V12.
It is brilliant. You don't get advertising like that anymore, do you?
And that wasn't done on an Apple Mac. It was done with Letraset.
Yeah. It was all typeset.
And typeset.
Yeah, absolutely. But like me being a words guy as well, like I'll always look at the way words have been used in the old-fashioned adverts, and again, like they don't do any of that anymore.
No.
If someone sat down and had to come up with grace, space and pace, and what are they doing today? I couldn't tell you any tagline from any of the automotive manufacturers.
No.
It's crazy, isn't it? And all of this is part and parcel of all of this heritage that's just like chucked out the window. I don't know. It is. It's a bit sad walking around here, isn't it?
Nigel Mansell.
Yeah. Getting an XJS.
It epitomises British heritage, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The Jag.
I mean, like winning Le Mans in 1988 with a V12 silk cut Jaguar.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Now what have you got? A pink car. I mean,
Well, yeah, and no motor racing at all. I don't think Jaguar are involved in anything. So, I don't know. It is all a bit sad. Right, so we're upstairs now in what's officially called the Reserve Collection. That's an Austin Allegro, sectioned car. And then we've got another James Bond car. Oh, Justin Davies, Volvo's Wales. What does he want? Let's find out. My phone's ringing. Justin's asking if I'm braking a Volvo V70. I'm not sure I am at the minute. I hate braking cars. but I don't really know what to do with that brown V70 I've got. Anyway, as I was saying, this is the Land Rover from James Bond. So you can see it's got all damage down the side from filming, and a smashed window from Skyfall. 12 Defender double cabs were used. Damage on each car was carefully choreographed so the witness marks of its fight with an Audi in the scenery built up in correct sequence. Belgian specification 110 is one of the most heavily scarred and used in the final part of the opening scenes. So this was, do you remember, it ran down a wall, I think. I remember watching it. It was a really good scene. Skyfall was an excellent return to form for James Bond. So this is the car, and these are meant to be gunshots and all sorts. So very cool to see. A movie car. And then you got a cutaway Defender. Oh, I can see a Lotus Carlton. Wow, there's loads of cars in here. And this is just like the backup room. I love a Lotus Carlton. Just incredibly cool cars. Yeah, absolutely love a Lotus Carlton. Got a little Wonder over here. So this is like Austin's, Vauxhall's. That's a Reliant. Scimitar. Fuel challenge car. Honda Civic Tourer fuel challenge car. What's that all about? Guinness World Record car. Honda achieved an incredible fuel average of 100 miles per gallon, stopping 9 times to refuel. 24 countries. Wow. How did they do that then? 100 miles to the gallon in 2015. See, we had everything. The world was our oyster, and it was taken away from us by legislation and emissions regulations. Is that the Tomb Raider car? I think it probably is. I like those a lot. And even if you don't like Land Rovers, you've got to like a G4 Challenge car because they're just cool. Freelanders are good cars as well. Freelanders are really good cars. L322 Range Rover, probably the best car in the world. Also with collapse suspension, obviously. That'll be the very last. So that's the first off the line 3rd gen Range Rover. So that's the first L322. And then that's the first off the line 2nd generation Rover. Signed to everyone that built it. There must be all the people that built it, which is pretty cool. So that's the very first
Mini Metro?
Yeah.
Rover Metro.
Rover 100 it was called back then. They got rid of the Metro name because it was like falling out of fashion. So they started calling it a Rover 100 instead of a Metro. But obviously everybody just still kept calling it a Metro. That's a Motorsport Ford Puma racing coupe. Very cool. And this is the prototype hardtop MG-F, which again just looks fantastic. What a great looking little car. Imagine that with a real serious engine. That would have been brilliant. This is a Metro 6R4 rally car development prototype. Pretty cool to see. As is this one. Metro van engineering mule. So with the back down, it would just look like a beige Metro. But actually, it's that beast. So that's pretty funky. Here's another Land Rover running on tracks. It's a Montego. Wow. All the Montegos disappeared, didn't they? Let me go back through here. That's a boat, actually. Rover 214.
Question for you.
Question.
What year did we start to go wrong with not electric cars, with cars?
With cars? Well, I think by the late 90s, early 2000s, cars have become everything that they needed to be.
Yeah.
Walk with me, if you will.
Okay.
Right? If we take a look at this red Toyota over here, right? This is what I would call a cockroach car because it will last forever.
Yeah.
So that's on our edge. So this is a 1998 Toyota Corolla. It's nothing special, but, or is it an Avensis? It's an Avensis, all right? So it's a basic 1.8 Toyota. That car will last forever with minimal maintenance.
Yeah.
Problem is, cars lasting forever, like mobile phones, doesn't make money, does it?
No.
So I think that's where we started to go wrong. We got to a point where manufacturers had built cars that were plenty good enough to last, and then they went, hang on a minute, we need to be selling some stuff. And then things started to go wrong because they then started adding more tech. So that'll basically have an electric sunroof, electric windows, a stereo and some heaters, and not much else.
Yeah.
And it'll have power steering and ABS. But after that, you don't really need anything else.
Gets you from A to B.
But they have to offer us something to get us to buy the cars. So that's where I think we started to go wrong and getting more technical. And the irony is that that car is now being victimised because of its emissions, even though that car will last forever, meaning you don't need to build another one. You've got that one. It'll do, it's fine.
So you don't need to...
You don't need to go and buy more and more cars. Yeah, exactly.
Building more cars, adding to emissions.
And now you've got like planned obsolescence, which is what we know from mobile phones. Seems to be, I mean, there's so many cars now where people say, well, they're built to last to the end of the warranty and that's it. Whereas these cars were built to last. That's the big difference. So, I don't know. And then you look at where we are today and you're just like, because you and I could walk around every new car showroom within 20 miles of it and probably not really find anything we want to buy.
No, but what really annoys me is every car now, almost every car, looks rubbish.
Yeah.
The design is rubbish.
Yeah, absolutely.
You look at the Teslas, rubbish,
Yeah.
terrible design. They're all the same.
Yeah.
You look at the BYDs, everything just terrible.
Well, even like so I had a hire car the other day, I had a Nissan Qashqai. You look at the first generation Qashqai, and yeah, it's a Qashqai, but it's recognisable as a Qashqai. It's got design cues that are unique to that car. But now that we're on the last generation of Qashqai, it just looks like a mush of everything else that's out there.
Yeah.
So in 3 generations, they've totally lost what little bit of originality they had. And now they all look the same.
I'm going to stick up for Porsche again here.
Yep.
911, if you look from the first 911
Yeah.
to the latest 911, they've kept that iconic
Yeah, the shape's still there.
It's still there.
It's gained a lot of weight and size, but the silhouette is still there.
Yeah.
And as we said, they're making the Taycan, which is, I can't think of a better looking car on the market than the Porsche Taycan.
The new one, though, the new model of it, which
Yeah.
I drove, lost something a little bit.
Yeah.
It looks more, a lot of people say it looks like a Tesla.
Yeah.
They've took them teardrop eyes out.
So it's lost some curves, which
And
is
it's lost
exactly
some
what we were
curves.
saying downstairs.
Yeah, doesn't look
No.
any more like the Mission E.
No.
Which it's gone. It's just, well, let's just take all that off now and just make it look like a Tesla.
Yeah. And it's not like they've launched that and then everybody's gone, oh, that's fantastic, we'll buy one.
Yeah.
It's had a fairly lukewarm reception, I think.
Technology is better on it, but the car itself doesn't look as good as the original.
No. There you go. Right, get to the end of this room and then coffee somewhere.
1958.
There's no elegance in cars anymore, is there? Like all these old cars, they have a real elegance to them. And that just seems to have totally disappeared.
Look at that engine.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
That you did a video once, right? You could drive that. You did a video playing this song on Days Like These by Matt Monro.
Yeah, I did, driving my little Renault.
And you could sit in that
Yeah.
and play on Days Like These, and it would be fantastic.
But if you go back and watch the Italian Job, the song only makes up a small part of that intro. The rest of it is gear changes and engine noise.
Yeah.
And you think about it and, you know, your hairs go up on your arms because you're like, that's motoring.
Yeah.
That is the experience of motoring. And it doesn't matter if you give us an electric car that's got 1,000 horsepower and does 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. It can't give you that.
Yeah. Can I just say, by the way, Chris Harris, who I have massive respect for,
Agreed.
great I think actually he was, in some ways, better on Top Gear than some of the other presenters on there.
Yeah.
They were fun, but his driving skills were better than any
Yeah.
of them. In fact, made the Stig redundant. In Top Gear, and I can't remember which one it was, when he was working for the BBC, he said electric cars are the future, and he was waxing lyrical about it when he worked for the BBC. Now I follow him, he's getting his old cars back, basically thinks that electric cars are just garbage. And I thought to myself, is that because the BBC are pushing people, oh, it's electric?
Yeah, it must be. Yeah, he no longer needs to toe the line for the sake of his salary. Yeah. I mean, you put me onto the Chris Harris, Joe Rogan podcast. And it was just
brilliant.
I must have listened to that 3 times. It was absolutely brilliant.
That.
You did get mentioned in that, yeah. A very sly mention, you did. You were hinted at. Cavalier CDX, love it. Full leather, beautiful. Love the colour as well. Simple car, automatic gearbox. Yep, we'll take that one home. That's something I never thought I would say. What is that there? Oh, it's a Honda, so I think it's an early Prelude. Yeah, they're sort of packed in at the back because this is the reserve section of the museum. Look at that Vauxhall there. That's beautiful. What is that? That is if I get around the right side, Vauxhall VX Lightning concept car, 2003. Very cool. Yeah, they should have made that. I suppose it ended up becoming the VX 220.
Oh, you've got this TR7. This is a TR7?
Do you like a TR7?
I do like TR7, yeah. TR7.
I love the interior. Look at that check interior, it's just like so of the period. Beautiful. Range Rover. Oh, 2-door. I like the idea of that. Yeah, if that's your thing. I'm surprised they haven't done a 2-door Range Rover, to be fair. I mean, I suppose they've done the
Am I wrong with you?
Evoque. Go on.
If you drove this around now,
Yeah.
that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, people would think you were cool.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, nice, simple tech, retro estate car. Yeah, you'd look cool in that. Right, I think we've done the cars. Let's go and do some coffee.
Can you do writing well?
Right, we'd better make a move.
Get ourselves a coffee.
Get ourselves a coffee. We've got to have a chat about what we're doing next. We talked about going to some of the locations from the trip, didn't we?
Yeah.
We haven't yet got around to doing that.
We've got to do the lakes.
We have got to do the lakes. All right, we'll do the lakes. We'll do
I need you to
Holbeck Gill.
Holbeck Gill.
I think, is that the one that's up there?
The steep road.
Now, Holbeck Gill is the restaurant they go to, isn't it? Where they're both sat outside going, Holbeck Gill.
Holbeck Gill, but they also do one in Cartmel.
Yes.
Which is a Michelin star.
All right.
Over there, Longclume.
Longclume,
Yeah,
I remember.
they do that, and that's supposed to be really nice.
Okay, so we'll do lakes, tallest, steepest hill.
Which is the I can't what it's called now.
Don't know.
It's a really, really steep hill.
I can't remember.
It'll come to me.
It'll come to us. So maybe we do that then. Maybe we could do that in the coming weeks.
Hard Not Pass.
Hard Not Pass.
Yeah, I wouldn't even try that in my Taycan.
You're going to have to.
No, the roads are narrow. I'll be in your car. I'll just come with you.
All right, we'll do that then. We'll do Lake District. Can we go on a boat as well?
We can go on a boat, and I can take you to, I won't film this on mine, but I'll film on yours, the Motor Museum, the Lake Motor Museum,
yeah.
Which has got it's got Volvos in there, it's got...
Oh, I'm sold.
It's got old bikes, it's got lots of different cars, not just British.
So I think we have a little bit of a plan coming together there, don't we? So, let's do coffee, and we'll finalise some plans. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, whatever it became, don't know until I edit it.
Bit of fun.
Yeah, it has been fun.
Nostalgia.
Then do leave a like. Make sure you subscribe to the Mac Master, subscribe to myself, click the bell end for notifications. He's there.
Is that over me?
And we'll see you for the next one.